Hi, I'm Micah Zeisloft, and I was nominated for Mr. Crew, and it is such an honor, and I really look forward to my campaign. As a political candidate, I would like to focus in on an issue that I have always stood for. One of the issues that I have always really focused on, and something that I find really near and dear to my heart, is something that I call placism. So you're probably wondering right now, what is placism, and why is it such a core issue to me? Placism is discrimination against somebody for being from a place that nobody's ever heard of. Being from such a big campus like Penn State, you meet a lot of people, and a very common question you might ask is, where are you from? Though the question may seem harmless, it can really take a toll on people that know that nobody's ever heard of the place that they're from. A recent survey has shown that among Penn State students, 93% are from Philly, 6.9% are from other major cities, and the remaining 0.1% are from unheard of locations. Another study has shown that 82% of Penn State dropouts are students that come from areas that nobody's ever heard of. The toll that placism can have on an individual is clear to see in the statistics that were shared. I myself am from a little known place called Lebanon County. I always dread when the conversation turns to hometowns because I know the confusion that it always causes. Some common follow-up questions that I'm always asked are, what area of Philly is that in? Where is that? How far is that from Philly? What state is that in? So not Philly? It's gotten so bad to the point where I just tell people I'm from near Hershey because it's easier to do that than to deal with the confused looks and the constant questions. People don't know what Lebanon County truly has to offer. It has beautiful cornfields, blissful parks, a thriving community, and more wonderful cornfields. But to the people I meet, this has all been reduced to an area near Hershey. People assume that Lebanon County is in the middle of nowhere, and it makes me feel like less than a person. The issue of placism is not something just I face, but it's very prominent in many others' lives. We interviewed Penn State student Tyler Watson on how placism affects him on a day-to-day basis. So Tyler, where are you from?
I'm from Coudersport, PA.
Oh, Coudersport, PA, that's pretty cool.
No, Coudersport, PA.
Oh, okay. Well, where is that exactly?
It's about 264 miles northwest of Philadelphia.
Why don't you just put it on the map?
Alrighty. Well, it's right about there.
We then asked Tyler how he is affected by placism on a day-to-day basis.
So, well, how does placism affect me on a day-to-day basis? Well, it's really hard out there. I get asked all the time where I'm from, and I have to give this long, drawn-out explanation every single time. And it just feels like a stone's added to my back every time I have to give this explanation. And these days, it just feels like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my back, trying to hold up the name of Coudersport. I'm getting to the point where I just rather say I'm from Philly at this point and just give up the Coudersport name altogether because of all the just hatred and toxicity I feel from saying that I'm from Coudersport. I mean, I've been spit on, I've been laughed at, I've been kicked, thrown in a ditch, kicked out of class, you name it, I've gone through it. Just nobody should have to put up with this. Nobody at all.
Wow. Sorry for making you relive all of this, Tyler. Just have one more question. Would you say that you feel undervalued in this Penn State community?
I wouldn't say I feel undervalued. I'd say I feel like I have no value. If you're not from Philly or a major city, Your opinion's given no worth. My roommate asked where I was from, and when I didn't say a major city, he just walked out of the room, and he hasn't talked to me since. I don't feel like I should have to put up with this. Even when I asked for a roommate request, they wouldn't even listen to my request. I'm fairly certain they just threw it in the trash.
Finally, we asked Tyler what he thinks should be done to address this issue.
I think the number one solution to fix the issue of placism is education. I think that Penn State introduced a class called Place 101 that was mandatory for all first-year students. It would really help the issue. This class would educate kids on lesser-known areas of Pennsylvania, such as countersport. And more importantly, I have a dream that one day when my kids go to Penn State, they won't be judged by where they were born or where they lived, but they'll be judged by the content of their character.
Thank you, Tyler. As you can see through that interview, placism really can take an effect on individuals in the minority. As a candidate, I want you all to know that I will fight for you on your behalf behind this core issue. We also have a leaked video of opponent Josh Boulay making placist remarks.
Honestly, I feel like tonight their luck's gonna run out. Like, I don't know, they hit so many threes last game, it's like there's no way they can repeat that, so I feel like their luck's gonna run out, personally. Also, I gotta say this, I just feel like if you're not from Philadelphia, you don't deserve to be existing. People from that are not from Philadelphia, to me, are like animals.
To wrap things up, I want all of you that are from places like Lebanon County to realize that you're not from the middle of nowhere, but rather you're just from a place in the middle of nowhere of where people care about. I'm Micah Zeisloft, and I approve this message.